Hello, welcome back to another biometrics integration episode. Today, I am going to show you how to do fingerprint enrollment and registration in a PHP web-based application that uses the HID DigitalPersona 4500 fingerprint scanner for purposes of biometric capture. Let us start. I am first going to open the Visual Studio Code IDE. So here it is. Later on, I will take you through some part of my code, but for now, I want to copy this URL here. You see this URL here, so that I can open it on the web browser and you see the application that I am actually referring to. So let me first select it. Then I do Ctrl+C to copy it. Then I minimize the Visual Studio IDE. The Visual Studio Code IDE. Then I go to the web browser. No, not that one. This one here. Yeah, this is Google Chrome. Let me show you that it is Google Chrome. The Google Chrome web browsers. Yeah, that is, you see this bit here about Google Chrome. Alright, let's go ahead and click it so that you can see this Google Chrome. Yeah, so I'm going to use the Google Chrome. To run the application, don't run it on from here. I want to run it in incognito mode of this web browser. I will come here, click there, then I do new incognito window. Then I come here with our, remember they copied the URL, we paste it here, paste and go. So here is our application. Here is our PHP web biometric application that I implemented using the HID, this one here, the HID DigitalPersona 4500 fingerprint scanner. What I'm going to show you in this episode is how to capture these input fields for the person, that is the consultant, and how to enroll their biometric fingerprint data. And then thereafter we will submit both the particulars of the consultant, their biometrics data, to the database backend after we click submit. The database that I am using is MySQL. So at this juncture, let me first minimize this now that I have shown you the application, so that I first take you to the database. I show you the structure of the SQL table where the data that will be captured from this front end will be saved in our MySQL database backend. So let me first minimize this. I also need to minimize this. Now, from the MySQL database, I use a tool called HeidiSQL. This one here. So I will double click on it to open it. Yeah, this is the entry for our application, our PHP biometric application. So this is the comment I left here. That is MySQL database for HID DigitalPersona 4500 PHP biometric integration. Okay, now let me just click open so they take you straight to the database. You see what is happening there. So this is the database. It is called HID DigitalPersona 4500 PHP intake. Now inside that database, we have this SQL table that we are calling consultant. Let me take you to the design view of the consultant table. So here it is. F name is for the first name. S name is for the surname. Tech role is for where we will save the job position of the consultant, the email, the bioscanner, the tech stack, the database, the website, the finger 1 and finger 2, and then this field here is for when that entry was entered. Right now, we don't have any entry in this consultant table of ours. It is actually empty. To confirm that, there is this select query here that I would like us to run so that we confirm that it is actually, so that we confirm that the consultant table is actually empty. So I click run. So you can see there is nothing. I could even do select count so that confirm that there is no entry in the table. Then we do run. So you see it gives us 0, implying that there is no entry inside this, inside our consultant SQL table. Let me revert to select star count. If we run select star from count again, you'll see that it is actually empty. Let us now minimize this so that we go back to the web browser. Then we do registration of the person. We do biometric enrollment. Then we save, and then we come back to our database to confirm how that entry was done. But before then, let me show you part of my PHP code that I implemented for this application. So to do that, I will go back to the Visual Studio Code IDE. Yeah, here it is. Ignore this bit here, but I just added it so that I can be able to easily copy this URL and paste it on the web browser. This is where the configs for my database are in this file here. That is the database connection. This one here, let me show you. This one here. So if I attempt to connect to the database and there is a problem, this is the message that will be returned. Then right here is where the posted data is read from. And if there is an error in the post, this message is returned. I'm actually sending a JSON object when I click the submit button. Let me take you back to the web so that I show you that. I need to drag this character here. So when I click submit here, this button here, I'm actually sending a JSON object. Let me minimize this. Okay, here is where we validate the input fields. If there is an error in any of the input fields, this is the message that will be returned, that is missing required field and then the name of the field. And right here is where we do validation for the biometric fingers that were sent. Let's say for instance you have not enrolled any biometric fingerprint. An error will be returned, or if you have just enrolled one and the required are two, an error will be returned. I will actually show you that when we get back to the web browser. Then here is where we extract the posted input fields. This bit here for F name, S name, tech role, email, bioscanner, tech stack, bio database, website. All these are these fields here. These fields that you see right here. These ones here. Let me show you how I prepare the insert statement. So this is how we end up saving the captured data for the consultant that we receive from the front end together with their biometrics, and how it is finally saved into the database. So here I'm preparing the insert statement, so you can see this is how our insert statement looks like. And if there is an error, I return this bit here, that is database preparation field. But in production, you don't need to do this. You will handle that by yourself. You don't need to show the user this bit. So me, I was doing it because this is just a demo. So there is no harm in showing which particular field was having a problem while preparing the insert statement. So here is where I'm doing the binding. That's why I'm doing it. Then right here is where I do the execution of the statement that we prepared for insert into the database. So you'll be able to see this message by the when we successfully enroll the user. Otherwise, if there was a problem during the enrollment and saving of the user, this is the error message that will be returned. Otherwise, for a success, this is the message that will be returned. Then at the very end, I close the statement and I also release the connection to the database right here. So now that I've been able to take you through part of the PHP code that I implemented for this application, let us go straight to the front end so that we do a registration of the person, that is the consultant. We capture their data, then we also enroll 2 fingerprints, then we save that into the database. After we click submit, that data will be saved into the database. Then we will come back to our HeidiSQL database management tool so that we see how that data was actually saved into our MySQL database. Let me minimize this HeidiSQL database tool. I also minimize our Visual Studio Code IDE. Then we just go straight to the web browser where we have our PHP web biometric application running from. So now we are all set to do the registration. So let us start by typing the first name. So first name, I will type Joseph. For surname, I will type Mwema. For tech role, I will type biometrics engineer. For email, I will type my official email. Then for biometric scanner, I will type the HID DigitalPersona 500. For technology used, I will type PHP. For database, I will type MySQL. For website, I will type my official web address. So now we are all set. Let us now try and attempt to do submit before we enroll the biometrics and see the validation that they have in place to prevent such from happening. So I just click submit. So you see, we get this message here. Please enroll 2 fingers before clicking submit to save data. So this application will not allow you to save the particulars of the person that you're enrolling without enrolling their biometric fingerprint data. So this is the message that you get the first time you click submit without enrolling the biometrics of the person. Let us now proceed and do enrollment of the biometrics fingerprint data. In this application, I have configured it to only take 2 fingers. Let me take you to the database so that you see that. In this bit here, you see that we are only saving finger 1 and finger 2. So for you, whatever you will decide to be your finger 1, that is up to you. But it could be any of these fingers right here, either from the left hand or the right hand. For me, I usually prefer to enroll at least 1 finger from the left hand and another finger from the right hand. My usual practice has been to enroll the left index finger from the left hand and the right index finger from the right hand. You could even decide to enroll the left thumb and the right thumb, or even do the left index and the left middle. But I think to be on the safe side, you need to enroll only 1 finger from one hand and another finger from the other hand. For my case today, I am only going to enroll the left index and the right index. So let us start with the left index. I'm going to click on the left index. Then I get this message, enroll the left index finger. I say okay. So we have this window here, this oval window here. This oval space for fingerprint enrollment. Now what we do, I will present my left index on the scanner right now. So what happens? Yeah, there it goes. So I can actually click OK afterwards, or I just let it disappear on its own, because it has actually disappeared on its own. Now, suppose we click submit before we enroll the second finger. So what happens? There is a validation to that, so that the application prevents you from just enrolling 1 finger, because the required number of fingers is 2. So it won't allow you to enroll only 1 finger. So I put a validation in place for that. So what happens if you just click submit with only 1 finger that is enrolled? So you get this message. Only 1 finger is enrolled. Please enroll 1 more finger. So you see, can't be able to proceed with the submission of the person's details and the biometrics data until you have enrolled 2 fingers. So now we're going to enroll the second finger. So for my second finger, I'm going to select the right index. Let me click on the right index. Observe what happens. This is our right index here. I click on it. Then I get this message, enroll the right index finger. I say okay. So now what I need to do is to present my right index on the scanner. So observe what happens. Yeah, there it goes. So we now have both the left index and the right finger index enrolled. So far so good. At the very top, we have already captured all the required entries. In the biometric fingerprint enrollment section, we have captured the required number of fingers, that is 2 fingers. So now we are ready to click submit. Observe what happens when we click submit. Just click submit. Yeah, here is the message that we receive. Person saved successfully. Let us now head over to the database backend, confirm how this entry was saved inside our MySQL database table. That is the consultant SQL table. To do that, I will need to reopen our HeidiSQL database management tool. So if we run this query here, let us run this query here to confirm that indeed there was an entry that was saved into the database. So I will right click and do run. So there we go. You can see, let me move this to the left. You can see that for the first name we have Joseph. You can see that for the surname we have Mwema. For the tech role we have biometrics engineer. For the email we have my official email address. For the bioscanner you can see that we have the HID DigitalPersona 4500. For the tech stack you can see that we have PHP. For the database you can see that we have MySQL. For the website you can see my official website address, and you can also see the data that was captured for finger 1 and finger 2. And then for the registration created time caller, you can see that this entry went straight into the database at 13 p.m. Oh, 13. I think this one is symbolic of something. Okay, what is the date? What is the time right now? You can see the time right now is actually 1:15. Now it is 1:16 p.m. So we actually said, and the date is the date is 2nd of October 2025. So you can even see from the column here that the date is actually 2nd of October 2025. But I'm surprised, how did it just do 13 for the hour? 13 p.m. No, 13 hours, that is 1 p.m. The 13th minute and the 13th second. I'm not a superstitious person, but I'm thinking this is symbolic of something. How did that happen? How did everything go 13th hour, 13th minute, 13th second? Okay, let me know in the comment section whether you have ever experienced something like this. This is strange. This is strange. Okay, I'm not a superstitious person, but I'm wondering how comes 13. Maybe the universe is sending me a sign. I need to be on the look. I need to understand what really. Anyway, I just forget about it. So you can see our entry was successfully entered into the database. If the exact details that we entered in the front end, and at this juncture we can say that we successfully saved the person's details and their biometric data. In the next video I will show you a demo for PHP web biometric authentication using the HID DigitalPersona 4500 fingerprint scanner. But just before we wind up, how about we do select count here? We modify this code here, then you do select count. Like that. Then we run this query here, the modified query. So you see, the count of persons is now 1. Initially, it was 0. So that's it for today, guys. See you in the next one. So that's it for today. Let me know in the comment what you think. We got 13. Anyway, forget about it. See you in the next one. Bye bye.